Morning friends, happy Saturday. How the heck you doing? I'm up here because I didn't want to spoil this photo and the caption that Meghan launched on her own Instagram account. And what an absolutely beautiful photo it is of Meghan with her friend Kelly's baby. That was hard to put into context. We know all about the media in the UK and internationally. They love to concoct stories about Meghan and Harry for the clickbait, to get the clicks. And we know they do that because no one's interested in the rest of the non-working royal family. Second video coming up about that shortly. But Meghan's out there with tongue-in-cheek, with a bit of sense of humour. Let me stop before they start. It's not Harry's baby. We all know anything ginger immediately comes back to Harry. It's actually quite an honour, I think. You know, you associate Harry with being a ginger king. I think it's quite an honour. Brilliant that Meghan has stopped the media before they get started. No one's interested in the other lot. This will go viral internationally. It's a single photograph. This is the power of Meghan and Harry, and this is why people feel that they know them and feel that they like them. My opinion is not important. Yours is. Comments are open. Tell the world what you think.
Meghan has once again found herself at the center of major, online conversation. But this time, it was not because of the royal appearance, an interview, or a business venture. Instead, it was actually a simple Instagram post that managed to capture attention across social media platforms and trigger a wave of reaction from both supporters and critics alike, as usual. The Duchess of Sussex shared a heartwarming photograph featuring her best friend's baby, a sweet and innocent moment that many people would normally scroll past with a smile. However, it was Meghan's caption that quickly transformed the post into a viral talking point. Alongside the admirable image, Meghan wrote, "We know I love a redhead, and let me stop you before they start. No, it's not his baby. Actually, it's not his baby." The caption immediately caught the attention of fans who recognized it was a playful response to the countless rumors and bizarre theories that have followed Meghan for years. Many supporters praised her for showing sense of humor and for addressing online speculation in a light-hearted way rather than ignoring it completely. So within hours, social media users began sharing screenshots of the post, discussing the joke, and uploading Meghan's willingness to laugh at herself and at the endless narrative that seems to emerge whenever she shares anything publicly. For many observers, the post represented something that Meghan supporters have often highlighted: her ability to remain resilient despite years of scrutiny. Rather than responding with anger or frustration, she chose humor and approach resonated with a larger audience. So the image itself was wholesome and simple. It shows Meghan spending time with a child connected to someone close to her, reflecting side of a life that many people appreciating seeing actually. And there was nothing controversial about the photography itself. The focus quickly shifted to caption and the wider conversation, surrounding it. Fans argued that the joke demonstrated self-awareness and confidence. They pointed out that Meghan has spent years dealing with rumors, speculation, and sensational headlines. In that context, a humorous caption seemed like a perfectly reasonable way to acknowledge the noise without giving it too much people or power. So many online users described the post as clever because it anticipated exactly what critics might say and addressed it before anyone else could. In other words, Meghan appeared to beat her distractor to the punch. However, as often happens whenever Meghan is involved, the reaction was not universal positive. Several critics and sections of the British media quickly became, analyzing the timing of the post because it was shared around the same period as Trooping the Colour. Some commentator accused Meghan of attempting to draw attention away from the royal event. These claims immediately sparked another round of debate. Supporters questioned why a personal Instagram post featuring a friend's child would automatically be interpreted as calculated attempt to overshadow a major royal occasion. They argued that assumption itself revealed the double standard that Meghan often faces. So according to many online commentators, there seems to be a recurring pattern whenever Meghan posts content on social media. Actions that might have been viewed as normal harmless or even charming when done by other public figures are sometimes framed as controversial when Meghan is involved. So this perception fueled much of the discussion surrounding the latest post. Across social media, users questioned whether it was fair to suggest that Meghan's every move revolves around a royal family. Some pointed out that she now leads an independent life, operates her own projects, and maintains her own public presence. From the perspective, sharing a personal moment on Instagram does not necessarily need to be connected to the royal event happening elsewhere and anywhere. Others argue that social media functions continuously. Public figures post content every day, and regardless of what other events may be taking place around the world, attempting to link every Instagram upload to a royal calendar can sometimes feel like a stretch. The debate also highlighted a broader issue that has followed Meghan for years: the challenge of separating ordinary personal content from larger media narrative. What some people view as simple joke became, in the eyes of critics, evidence of strategic intent. Yet supporters countered that same level of scrutiny is rarely applied consistently across the board. One of the reasons the post gained so much traction was because of its humor. A humor can be a powerful tool, particularly when dealing with persistent criticism. By making the joke herself, Meghan effectively took ownership of the conversation rather than allowing others to define it. Many fans described the caption as refreshing. They appreciated seeing more relaxed and playful side of the Meghan, especially after years of intense public attention. So the response from the supporters were overwhelmingly positive. Thousands of comments praised her and with their confidence. Others noted that joke demonstrated an ability to raise above negativity rather than become consumed by it. For those supporters, the viral post was not about controversy at all. It was about women refusing to let rumor detected how she presents herself online. The discussion also underscored Meghan's continued influence in digital space. Whether people admire her or criticize her, her posts frequently become major topic of the conversation, and few public figures can generate such widespread engagement from a single caption. So that influence was evident in the speed with which the story spread. News outlets, commentators, bloggers, and social media users all weighed in. What began as photographs with humor caption quickly evolved into an international discussion about media narrative, public perception, and online culture. Another reason why people defended Meghan was because they felt the criticism itself proved her point. The caption seemed designed to anticipate speculation, and almost immediately speculation followed. So in that sense, supporters argued that reaction validated the humor behind the joke. They suggested that Meghan was essentially poking fun at circles that has repeated itself countless times over the years. She shares something critics interpret in the most dramatic way possible, and media debates follow. By acknowledging that reality with wink and a smile, she appeared to be reclaiming some control over the narrative. So for those individuals, Meghan's post represented something much simpler: a happy moment shared between friends and accompanied by humor caption. Now, as the debate continues, one thing remained clear: a single social media post was enough to dominate headline and generate wide discussion. Whether people viewed it as harmless joke or something more significant, the reaction itself illustrated Meghan's enduring cultural relevance. For supporters, the story is straightforward. Meghan shared a sweet photo, added a playful caption, and reminded everyone that she is perfectly capable of laughing at the rumor that have followed her for years. Rather than allowing critics to define the conversation, she stepped ahead of them and delivered the punchline herself. And judging by the anonymous reaction online, that approach struck a chord with a great many people. In the eyes of her fan, Meghan's latest viral moment was not about overshadowing anyone. It was about confidence, humor, and refusing to let endless speculation take away from a simple, joyful moment. Thank you guys. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment.